Hi, it's John Cronshaw here with my author diary for the week ending October the 13th, 2024. I've had a busy week. I've been working on not the Second Guild of Assassins book. No, I've been working on a wacky space western story. So this is a story that I've been kind of going back and forth on in my head for a while. I think I started writing it probably last year, and then I decided to rewrite it as nautical fantasy to kind of fit in with my Ravenglass universe, but it just kind of felt more passive, it being on a boat, a sailboat, rather than in a spaceship. So I kind of went back to the original thing and then went back through it, and now I've been carrying on, and I think I've just passed 21,000 words, something like that, on the story. So I don't know where it's going to be yet. I think it might end up as a decent sized novella. Could be the start of a kind of serial thing, a bit like I did with the Ravenglass Chronicles. At the moment, though, it's just going to be like a bit of a wacky side project where I post chapters on my Patreon. With this one, I am going to make it available to free members. So if you're a free member, so that's where you don't have to pay, but you do have to kind of go, yeah, I want to follow this. Then yeah, you can get those episodes. I'm also going to start posting the episodes to chapters to Forged in Blood, which is Guild of Assassins 2 as well. That's more just to keep me accountable, actually, to keep me getting on with the story rather than getting distracted and writing things like wacky space westerns. So yeah, in terms of reading, I'm currently reading a book called Illuminatus, which is by Robert Anton Wilson and Robert Shea. Now, this book is completely insane. Don't even know how to begin to describe it. It feels like it is a multiverse story where the multiverse is all going on at the same time in kind of real life. So it's like if all the conspiracy theories were true, even ones that contradict each other. And yeah, it's really interesting. What inspired me to read this was a book I read about the KLF, the kind of early 90s, don't know what you call them, rave kind of dance act. But they were doing something, a bit different. I think they were famous, burning £1,000,000. That was something that they did. So they were, that book was kind of trying to explore their background and why they were into the kind of pranks and attention-seeking things that they were into, their views on music, and I suppose the thing that they did where they burnt £1,000,000 and they kind of didn't know why they did it, really. And so it's kind of exploring that. And yeah, kind of relates it to this Illuminatus book and some other things. So yeah, very interesting anyway. I also read a book which was about classical music. It was called, what was it, The War on the 20th Century. And it was about, I suppose, reclaiming classical music that had been made in the 20th century and how basically the classical music scene, the influences, the critics, people like that, have basically ruined classical music, that their snobbishness against things like movie music and whatnot is actually damaging because that is what audiences want. So what was it? Yeah, and it talked a lot about, the kind of classical works that were banned by Adolf Hitler and how they've not been put back into the whatever you call it, the canon of classical music. So yeah, it was interesting. I listened to, I suppose I listened to like focus music and music to like from movies, but I'm not really into classical music. I mean, I really like Bach's solo cello stuff. Listen to those of that. But yeah, most of the kind of classical stuff isn't interesting to me as music, but I'm kind of interested in things like little subcultures and people and attitudes and all that stuff. So yeah, definitely worth checking out anyway. So this weekend then is Fantasycon. So I'm going to Fantasycon later. It's in Chester, starts at 3 p.m. Friday today when I'm recording this. And it is, I'm doing a talk at 4, panel at 4, which is about the rogue in writing the rogue. And then I'm doing a talk tonight at 9 p.m. it starts on Grimdark Fantasy. Now, I don't know how I'm going to do with this one because I'm usually getting ready for bed at about 9 o'clock. Usually, in my pajamas and getting, having a sliced toast, chilling out with the wife, and it's like, yeah, I don't know. I might need to get some, I don't know, a can of Coke, something later on, just to keep me up, keep me awake. But yeah, Saturday I don't have anything, but there's the banquet on, and the conference all day. And then on Sunday I've got talks on post-apocalyptic fiction, and then one on disability. Yeah, so that should be interesting. So yeah, and then next week I don't know. I've got a feeling that this conference will wipe me out a bit. So I'm probably just going to do a few things for the Wacky Space Western and/or Guild of Assassins 2 Lost in New York. So until next time, cheerio.